Sharina.
And I'm Nikita. And in honor of football season, we decided to dress up in our football gear, as you can see. Today we're going to talk a little bit about setbacks. Have you all ever at a point in your life felt like no matter what you do, that there was always adversity that hits?
Yeah.
I feel like at some point in our life, we've all dealt with setbacks.
So what do we do when we have setbacks?
We strategize and we come up with a game plan. With my husband being a football coach, I recently realized the importance of game planning. And I do feel that it's important to set life goals. We still have to, let God order our steps. And we can't be discouraged when the plan changes. So with that being said, let me introduce you all to my spiritual playbook. God is the coach. We are the quarterbacks. But we have to beware because the enemy will try to tackle us. But with God on our side, we're untouchable.
Yes.
Now the goal is to get to the end zone.
Touchdown! Touchdown! That is the ultimate goal.
Kitty. But yeah, the goal is to get to the end zone. That's accomplishing whatever goal that we set.
Yeah.
That's getting out of debt, becoming financially stable, getting out of toxic relationships.
Yeah.
Getting over them.
Please get over them. Sometimes it seems impossible to get to where you're trying to go because there's always a defensive player trying to tackle you.
And the players on defense are the defensive backs and the defensive linemen. And their goal is to hold us back and to prevent us from scoring. And I feel like in life, there are going to be obstacles that will try to hold us back.
Sometimes we deal with roadblocks. I feel like everyone has dealt with roadblocks before. For me, a roadblock would be insecurities. And whenever I think of insecurities, it takes me to a story I read in the Bible about a guy who was sitting by the pool. It was called the healing pool. And he was by this pool for 38 years. How long, just think about it, how long has it been, how long have you been dreaming that dream to do things, but haven't done it?
Something to think about.
Yes, this man was sitting by the pool for 38 years. You know how many strategies you could have came up with 38 years how to get in that pool?
Yes.
Jesus asked him, did he want to be healed? He said yes, but his excuse was every time he tries to get there, someone jumps in front of him.
Making them excuses, huh?
And a lot of us have made excuses about why we can't finish anything, why we can't finish school, why we can't get the job we want, why we can't accomplish our dreams. We have so many excuses. But God said, do you want to get well? Okay. And if you want to get well, pick up your mat and go.
Pick it up.
That mat was hindering him. The important thing I got from that story was the same thing that hindered him, he had to pick it up and take it with him. Okay. We have to pick up
the pieces.
I said what I said. It's just one roadblock that I dealt with. Have you dealt with insecurities before?
I've dealt with insecurities. I feel like in the past, my insecurities were like my confidence level. And I feel like I would beat myself up because I felt like at times like I wasn't good enough. And even when I would accomplish goals, I felt like the goals weren't good enough. Sometimes we just need to tell each other, tell your friend, you are good enough. Yeah. I feel like it was more of me never being satisfied. I was never satisfied. And it's like I was striving for perfection. And in reality, nobody's perfect but Jesus. So I was striving for something that I would never be able to obtain. So I had to take a time out. I had to sit down. I had to sit down with the coach. And we had to come up with a game plan. Basically, that was just confronting my insecurities. And I had to give myself a pep talk. You better. You can do all things through Christ, which strengthens you. Yeah. Tips on dealing with insecurities. Acknowledge and confront the insecurity. I feel like we have to do that first. We have to acknowledge that there's a problem. We can't be in the denial stage. Also, asking Jesus to reveal and to deliver whatever insecurity that we're dealing with. Yes. We have to put that prayer in. We have to pray about it. That's most important. Journaling. Nah, I like that. Yeah, journaling. I just recently started journaling. Really? Yeah, I did. Okay. I write down everything I think of, everything, every prayer, every goal. Yeah. I feel like every answered prayer. I feel like that's great. I feel like that's a great thing to do. Is to journal. Express your feelings, express your emotions, and you may see that once you start adding that prayer to it, that your emotions are starting to change up. You may be more content throughout the day versus emotional or sad. So journal. And it stops you from talking to people. I like that, yeah. It stops you from You don't have to tell everybody your business. Yeah, it stops you from going to other... Also, don't forget, no negative thinking, and don't be hard on yourself. Other blocks that I felt like I dealt with in the past would be patience. I always lacked patience. I was very, very impatient. And I feel like sometimes we're so quick to jump to plan B because we sometimes feel like God isn't going to come through for us. I remember, yes, I remember at times making a plan A through C. I knew something was gonna work.
It better work.
We have to be patient, and that's His way of, sometimes humbling us, and that's also His way of, making us stronger and preparing us.
But one thing that's scary about patience is that you can't pray for it.
Right. I've always heard of people to say, "Don't pray for patience,"
because He will put you in a situation.
We have to be able to wait patiently and trust God while we're waiting during that season. And I feel like during the waiting season, that's an opportunity to reveal what's really in our heart. It reveals our intentions, our motives, and it actually reveals our level of trust for God. So what are you doing while you're waiting?
What are you doing while you're waiting?
I'm humbling myself. I'm spending that time in God's face and in the Word. And I feel like that's what we have to do during the waiting season. I feel like it's so easy to get impatient and to start trying to, take matters into our own hands. They were so impatient that they started to worship a golden calf.
You don't say.
I'm done with you. He didn't even care that it was out of the will of God. And they started to take matters into their own hands. And they didn't have the faith. They didn't trust God. And they didn't trust that Moses. They probably didn't even trust that Moses was gonna come back. Let's not delay our blessings. Let's wait patiently on God. And let's spend that time in His face and in the Word. This has really been a good year for the Saints.
So what are their records?
They are, I think, currently 13-2.
So they have taken some wins and losses.
Yes. But it's not always about the wins. I feel like if we get so caught up in wins and losses, then we'll lose sight of the reason that we won or lost. Yeah. You can't really learn from a win or a loss if you're so focused on each win or if you're so focused on
each loss.
Yeah, each loss. When I played sports, I was a sore loser. And I was all about winning. And I was so competitive. I felt like I was supposed to win at everything. And I remember one game I got benched and I was done with sports.
So you completely...
I was done with them. I didn't really want to play them anymore because I felt like I was too good to sit on the bench. And I felt like honestly, the pride got to me. And I was disappointed. I would give up. And it really didn't hurt anybody else. It only hurt myself. It only hurt me.
And I'm so happy that you're being transparent about it because there are a lot of people who does the same.
And it's more embarrassing than anything when I think back on it. Like, why would I do that? For me, I felt like I was really good at it. But that goes to show you that it's not always about how good you are. It's more so about, your hunger, your drive, and your motivation for whatever it is that you want. I took that L. That was a loss for me. It was really a loss for me, especially now thinking back on it. I also tell my old self that when you have setbacks, when you get penalties, or when you even get benched, you don't stop there. You wait on God to put you back in the game. Keep going. Don't throw the towel in.
You don't know what blessings you're carrying. You don't know what God has for you. You're going to miss your blessing because of the process. Are you really going to miss your blessing because of the process? Because you don't want to wait? Because you don't want to get benched?
Can't be so quick to give up, especially when we get just this close to the end zone.
But the thing is, a lot of people don't know how close you are.
Right.
Sometimes you'll be right there and you'll quit. Because it's so hard.
That's so true. But that's why we have to walk by faith and not by sight.
When we talk about wins and losses, I think about marriage. And I think about being lonely.
Yeah, and being single.
And a lot of people think the process of being single is like, you take the L. It's a loss.
Why would you say that, though?
A lot of people don't know how to be lonely. But I feel like you're in the best seat. Being lonely is the best place you can be at. You have time to learn, reflect on yourself, learn how to love, learn how to trust, learn how to be faithful.
Learn how to date yourself. And be content with being alone. Don't always feel like you need somebody. Because when you feel like you need somebody, then you're more dependent on them. So, depend on God.
Depend on God. Depend on Jesus. A lot of people jump into relationships not knowing themselves first, not knowing how to love, not knowing how to do anything. So now that you're in a relationship, it's not working out for you.
Right. Pray. So don't just pray for a man or pray for a woman. Make sure that you're specific when you're praying. Pray for each quality that you want to see in your significant other. Be specific.
Don't just say, Lord, I'll send me a man.
And then be mad when Bobby come along with that baggage.
Look at like Billy. But about marriage, that's a whole nother level right there. A lot of people think when you're in a marriage that you have taken the biggest win ever. That you have won the Super Bowl at this point. Marriage is wonderful. We've been married for 2 years and don't.
Now, we haven't been married for 2 years, but we've both been married to our spouse for 2 years. You didn't make it kind of seem like we were together.
You think so?
Kind of make it look like my spouse. Like, we've been married for 2 years. So, guys, we haven't been married for 2 years. It's so easy to resign or throw in a towel when things get tough, when there's trouble in your relationship or in your marriage. And we have to remember why we're in it.
Yeah. One thing that I have dealt with in my relationships, and when we have disagreements, I had to win the argument. I had the last say.
So you felt like you were winning the argument?
Yes, I was winning the argument. I have to win the argument.
Honestly, I feel like you don't win an argument when you're arguing with your spouse.
Why you say that?
Because that's what the enemy wants. The enemy wants to cause division and confusion. And I feel like when we argue, that's just separating us. That's bringing us further apart. It was so important for us to stick together and to realize that, you know, when we're arguing, we're not being one. We're not on the same team. It's like we're on different teams. So the goal is to be on the same team.
Don't bring up old stuff. It happened, let it go.
That's sometimes our ammunition to win an argument.
The enemy will come, steal, kill, destroy, but you cannot let him come in.
Control what you can control. It's not up to us to try to change our significant other.
And you can't change them.
No, that's
God's
God's
job.
job.
Pray for them. And God's the only one who can change someone.
Yes.
You will lose yourself trying to change anyone.
If God is not in the center of your relationship, it will not work. Don't be discouraged by the score. Remember what you're in it for. Remember the goals that you're trying to accomplish. Remember that you can overcome the adversity that you're facing. The goal is getting to the end zone. Remember, you can't get there by doubting and by lacking faith and by being impatient. You have to...
You can't get there with your ego.
Yeah. If we follow and trust Jesus, he will intercept for us. So we hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be blessed and see you guys at the Super Bowl.